Kali.
Sports Jazz, thank you so much for tuning in. Isaac and Josh, we are back. And of course, as always, shout outs to all our streamers, our subscribers, everyone that does subscribe, everyone that listens. And, if you're part of the Sports Jazz family, it's always a pleasure, guys. Once again, welcome yet to another edition of Sports Jazz. My name is Isaac. I have Josh in the building. Please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. And let's have some fun, guys. Let's have some fun. Josh, how is the day? How is the day? Any Man United news? Do you have vibing Man United news?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Man United is always vibing. I mean, there's always something new about Manchester United that is interesting. I can tell you one or two things that happened last night that are very exciting for Manchester United. Rasmus Højlund scored a goal for
I know.
Denmark. So,
I
I
watched
mean,
that.
two goals back to back. I mean, that is very
Scored one and
exciting.
even had to do a sue
Yeah,
right in
yeah,
front
yeah,
of
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah, yeah,
his
yeah.
idol Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, but I think that is a bit of respect there. Maybe
Yeah, I
he's
also agree.
showing him a bit of respect that he adores him that much.
I
And
also
the
agree
other
with you guys.
interesting thing was the guy we I think are going to look at today, and that is
Mm-hmm.
the Dutch phenomenal right wing back Jeremy Frimpong.
I know he's quite a player. Who's that other Dutch guy who was playing in that? Was it the which position was it? Left back?
Hato.
Hato, yeah, he's okay, right?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's not
He's
so
good.
bad.
He's good. No, he's not bad at all. He just had that wobble when
Mm,
Lamine Yamal nicked the ball off him, and it led to Spain's first goal
I know
that
that.
Nico Williams scored. But other than that, he's a good player, and he later got into the game, and I think he owned it. He owned his position. Lamine Yamal was he had a off day. He had an off day, and that is majorly because of Hato.
Yeah, that's it. Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit and smash that like button. It's Josh and Isaac. Shout out to Aziz. By the way, Aziz, again, he told me he has scores to settle with you. He said, wait when I come. When I come. He was
It's so
very, very
good, bro.
serious.
It's so good, bro, man. One love, one love. But
You you poked the
it's
bear, Josh.
I poked the
He said
bear,
it,
but it's not my
listen, he said
fault.
he's coming with facts for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's not my fault that a team can falter ever so often. So it is not really my fault that they're bottlers.
Sports chat, everyone. Please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. So, Josh, yeah, we're looking at Amorim's past 120 days at Manchester United ever since he joined. We all know he joined on the 11th, officially, 11th November 2024. Um, it didn't go so well for Eric Ten Hag, your man. I know you love him. You love the Dutch. He had to be fired. Then Amorim came in, and his tenure began with the 1-1 draw against Ipswich. Okay, on November. Then followed by a morale boosting 4 win over Everton. Although the second leg we had to draw with Everton 2-2. But yeah, 4 win over Everton and a historical victory in his first Manchester City derby on the 15th December. Now, that made him the first Manchester United manager to win his fixture on his debut since Sir Alex Ferguson, Josh. However, a lot has happened ever since then, Josh. Inconsistency. They've lost a lot of points in the Premier League. They've barely moved from the position they were in when Eric Ten Hag was fired. You know, the 3-home defeat to Brighton, January 19th, that was really, really terrible. We all know, and in fact, at one time himself, he labeled the team as the worst, probably the worst club, no, the worst team in the club's history, Manchester United's history. But tactically, we all know Amorim has struck his.
I think that was taken out of context.
Yeah, I know, Josh. It was.
Yeah,
He explained
I
it
think.
in another presser. He came and explained
Oh,
it very
okay,
well. Yeah,
okay.
but yeah, tactically, a lot of people, including pundits, journalists, even fans, criticize his 4-3, 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1, Josh. But it looks like Amorim has stuck to his preferred formation, and he's aiming to instill structure and provocative style. Although the transition has exposed squad limitations, Josh. Early signs of progress, high possession, averaging to over 60%, Josh. And, but all this has been marred by poor defensive, poor defensive display. Then there's finishing. We've seen Rasmus Højlund really struggling. Joshua Zirkzee has just started picking or playing well in the last 3-4 games. Walk me through the 120 days of Amorim, Josh.
Well, it has been a really tough period for Manchester United fans because when Eric Ten Hag left the club and Ruben Amorim was touted to be the next manager for Manchester United, especially after winning that game against Man City in the Champions League, we did think that actually this was Holy Grail. It was the guy who was going to change our season really quickly, but since he came in, there have been so many things that he found at the club to be not as bad as he expected. Ruben Amorim, you can say in his first 20 games as a manager of Manchester United, was only bettered by Alex Ferguson because he had a winning ratio of as low as 20%. I mean, it was really difficult for him. There were attacking issues. We couldn't find a rhythm. We couldn't score goals. We couldn't move. We couldn't get points on the board. I mean, we were really, really poor. But you could understand that so many things were happening at Manchester United. The new manager came with a style of football, and he was ready to stick to his style of football. And he quickly addressed the fans, and he actually told us that we should expect to suffer for better times in the future. And I think right now we are on our way to better times because in the recent past we have actually been consistent in our performance. Even when we have drawn, we have looked like the better team. The things the players are doing on the pitch, you can see some patterns of play and how he intends to attack, how he intends to defend. We win the ball back quickly. We are close to each other. There's a diamond formation these days that we have on the pitch when we are in attack. So on and off the ball in the recent past, we've not been as bad as we were before. But you would understand that it was always going to take some time getting used to, because the players would never have gotten the 3-4-3. And then there's the outside pressure of it is Manchester United, it is this big. He has never been in such an environment. At a certain point, he said he has done more interviews in the period he has been at Manchester United than his whole managerial career.
Correct.
Yeah, so at least we are doing well. He has in his first transfer window in January, we saw that he signed a player. He signed a profile of a player that he wants to be his wing back, and you can see from Patrick Dogu that this is actually a player who has been brought in to compete in the Premier League. He understood the athleticism in the league. He understood so many aspects that are required of a player in the league, because he has had players like say Anthony who have the technical ability, but they don't have the physicality to actually compete at that level.
Well, not to forget, Josh, he inherited a very average squad. Players like John Evans, a lot of players, Maguire, as much as right now we see Maguire is doing so well, which is true compared to how he was under the previous managers. But that is because we do not have the exact players to play. But if you brought in the better players, I don't think Maguire would still be starting, because before he got injured, he had started 9 games, Josh, consistently. 8 or 9?
9 games.
Yeah, 8. I think there were 9 games consistently before he got injured. But I'm also looking at the Premier League, Josh. 18 games. 6 wins, 4 draws, 8 losses,
Oh
uh,
God,
25. Yes, I'm
that is
coming.
terrible. That is
Listen.
terrible.
25 goals, rather, yeah, goals for 25 against 28, Josh. So in other words, it's still not yet good. And if I'm to put it, Josh, overall, he has tried. If you're to look at this, his record by March 17th stood at 13 wins, Josh, 5 draws, and 10 losses across all competitions. Of course, Josh, with a notable Europa run such as the recently 4-1 win over Real Sociedad off the pitch. He's also good. He's done bold decisions like dropping Marcus Rashford. You remember that indiscipline issue, Josh?
Ganacho, Rashford,
Garnacho,
yeah.
Rashford. But despite this, United still are still rather are still rotating and lingering around the 14th position, Josh. So now, does this show that his project needs more time? Does this mean that he has to be backed more in the summer when when the season ends and the transfers have started? Because it's a bit
Yeah,
confusing, Josh. I know he's just had I think he hasn't lost in the last 6 games.
yeah, but I think it is
Last
quite.
six no, sorry, last all 7 games he has lost only 1 game.
I think it's quite
So
obvious. I
mm,
think it's quite obvious from the perspective of the board that they
mm,
are going to back the manager and help him work his way up to a point that he does things the right way. The
mm,
concern that I always had was whether the board would be comfortable with a manager who has a different style of football running the club for a period of time, because then
mm,
if he
mm,
leaves having ingrained a certain style of football, whichever other manager you're going to get then might get problems, and that the team might go back to where it was. So are
mm,
you going to be comfortable and you accept that this is the manager that you have? He's the right man for the job. You just have
mm.
to give him the right tools and he does the job. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe in his interview, I mean, he kind of suggested that they do agree that he's the right guy for the job. They do
Correct.
agree that they will back him, and he gets the same vibes from them, even off camera, that they will back him 100%. And for me, that is very important for a football manager, especially at Manchester United, where Ed Woodward was quick to pull the plug, or he was too slow to pull the plug. In the case of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he
It,
took way too long. He wasted
Ratcliffe
three
called him
seasons of
what? A bank merchant.
a merchant banker. Yeah,
Merchant
he
bank.
took 3 months. He took 3 seasons. He wasted 3 seasons of Man United on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So yeah, that was that. But I think that Ruben Amorim is the man to guide Man United, because he's willing to work with younger players. And Man United, the situation that it is in, it does not have a lot of cash to buy players
That is correct.
from, yeah. And they have to buy the right players. So it is easier for us to accept that these are the players that are going to be for the future of Manchester United. So you start to buy Aiden Heaven, you start to buy Patrick Dogu, you start to buy Seko Kone, you start to buy players like that who are for the future, though they are ready to play. And Amorim should be able to ingrain them in the first team.
You've talked about Sekou Kone, although he wasn't under Amorim. Was he? No,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't under Amorim. But you've
No,
talked
no,
about
no, it
Sekou
wasn't.
Kone, Aiden Heaven, the Chidos and all that. Let's look at the player, or rather, the youth development, Josh, under Amorim. Youth development. We have players like Harry Amas, who you remember in the preseason, we all thought he was going to get at least a nod before Ten Hag was fired, rather under Ten Hag. But unfortunately, Ten Hag left the club before Harry Amas, was given a chance. But
Made
under
his
Amorim,
debut.
we've seen Harry Amas, we've seen Chido Obi Martin, we've seen Collier has also turned up under Amas. Then we've seen, I've talked about Aiden. Did I talk about Aiden Heaven? So
Yeah.
we've seen very many players, around 6 players. We've seen Godwin Kunkoki, although he hasn't
Goodwill
debuted.
Kokonki. Yeah.
Yeah, Kunkonki, but he has featured in one of the lineups, on the bench. So it looks like he has that thing for kids. He loves the youth. He's giving them, he's giving them chances, and his recent comments on Aiden Heaven prove and show that he's a player who is very good, and the manager is going to be using, or rather, is going to be, uh, you know, okay, using him, as
He
a
has
player,
all
giving
the
him more
confidence in
chances.
the player.
He has all the confidence in the player. Is going to be giving him more game time. Unfortunately, he's currently injured. So, what do you make of Amorim's, the progress of the youth under Amorim?
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's under 40, so you would expect that he's going to allow younger players to be brought into the side and play for the side. But most importantly, you would like to think that the kids like Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dogu, the fact that United is cutting costs and buying young, they will adapt easier to the style of football of the 3-4-3 formation. Whereas if you bought players who are already experienced and start playing another way, they may not be tailor made for the system, and that will be very difficult for them to accept the methods of the manager. But younger players are good. Unfortunately, I do not see Harry Yamas progressing at Manchester United, because Manchester United bought Aiden Heaven, they bought Diego Leon, and these are both left-footed players, and they have Godwill Kukonki, who the manager rates so highly. Even if Harry Amas was given his debut, Harry Amas to me looks like a player Man United could move on easily. But because we do lack the cash, never know. He could come in handy. He could come in handy. Could be a player that we do look at for that wing back position. And the icing on the cake is Chido Obi Martin. So far, Chido Obi Martin has featured 4 times for Manchester United under Ruben Amorim, and I think that he has managed him very well. He has allowed him to train with the first team for a while before he even gave him an opportunity to play for the first team. But after he did do that, he started to give him a few minutes in the first team. And very soon, I think that Chido Obi Martin will be ready for a start before the season ends. It is just a bit maybe um, bittersweet that whereas Chido Obi Martin is in the wings waiting, Rasmus Hoyland has sort of found his form. He has sort of found his form, and the manager has to stick to him, being the more experienced player, and you would have more trust that he would do it in more games than maybe an 18-year-old, 17-year-old Chido Obi Martin. So yeah, but I think Chidobe Martin will be given a debut. He will be given his full debut before the season ends. And Seko Kone was also brought into the first team. He was brought in very well, even if he has not yet featured for the first side. At least he has been involved in the trainings and the environment, and that is good for him. You can imagine the faith a manager would have in bringing a kid like Godwill Kukonki, who was 16, into the first team. So these kids just have to be ready. They have to be extremely ready to play for Manchester United when their opportunity comes, because this is the only way that opportunities come. I mean, a player in the first team is going to be out, and it is your chance to flourish. So they should grab it by the scruff of the neck and perform for Manchester United.
Sorry, Josh. I got occupied and my mic. But yeah, Josh, I think I cannot add on, and I don't have anything to add. I don't have anything to add on. But yeah, I'm also impressed with I'm impressed with
But
how
you know,
Amorim.
how about your guy Harry Yamas? You
No,
know,
no, I was going.
Yamas, he could be moved on. We have Diego Leon, we have Aiden Heaven, we have Goodwall Kokonki. These are all left-footed players,
But
and we have Patrick Dogo.
the English press, I don't know whether you follow. The English press are pushing for Harry Yamas. I don't know. You
They've
follow?
always pushed for Harry Yamas. Yes, he might. He's actually maybe a good player. Okay, because I
I know.
liked what I saw of him. I liked what I saw of him in the preseason. You could see
Yeah.
that maybe
Even the game,
he's
this other game against Real Sociedad, he did so well. He
yeah,
did well,
but
very, very well.
no, he was just
But
okay. He was
listen,
limited.
I think when Diego Leon comes, when he joins January next,
Harry
sorry, in
Yamas
July
will
1st,
move. Mm.
I'm telling you, because from what I see, from what even the English press itself, they show concern when that kid comes in. It shows Harry Ramos might be, pushed on the sides. In other words, he
Yeah.
needs to
No,
improve.
he
And
should be
such
sold.
competition
We
is
need
healthy.
money. No, we need
Such
money. He can be sold. We need money.
how much are you going to get, Josh, for Harry Ramos?
Well, Man City has been selling kids like Cole Palmer 30 million.
There is no way. Actually, they sold him 40. Was it 40 or 30?
40,
40.
30 something.
And everyone thought it was crazy then, but it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah,
it was even less now. If you look at it,
yeah.
they should have paid. Chelsea should have paid 70. But Josh, see, I'm saying you have Aiden Heaven, you have you have Diego Leon, you have Lisandro Martinez. It's
Yes,
going to
your
it's
Patrick
you
Dogu.
have Patrick Dogu. Oh,
Yeah.
juicy, juicy. It's going to be really tricky for Harry Lamas. It's going to be very
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tricky.
And
But I'm only worried on the other side of the right, Josh. Yes, we
yeah,
have
that's
Lenny
true.
Euro, we have Mazraoui. To be honest, again, I'm going to say it. I do not rate Diego Dallo at all.
That's why I think Manchester United should go for Jeremy Frimpong.
Oh, very,
Yeah.
very good player, Josh. Very
Yeah,
fantastic player.
he is a quality player.
He's
That
a
Dutch
revelation.
24-year-old is the perfect fit for Ruben
Mm,
Amorim in this formation of his, because he
mm,
already plays the same way at Bayer Leverkusen,
yeah,
and yeah, he has flourished. He's phenomenal. He's just the player that you need. He has a burst of acceleration on him, and he makes these constant vertical runs.
you're
He
going to
can
say everything
overload.
because he's Dutch.
No, 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 no. He can overload the flank. He has yes, of course, he's Dutch. I mean, he has a good football brain, and he excels in one-on-one situations. He
Mm,
dribbles past defenders. Beating his man is not a problem. He always beats his man. He has this burst acceleration of pace
mm.
that yeah, 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 that
He
always
currently has
beats
four
defenders.
goals, by the way. He currently has 4 goals and
And
5 assists.
yesterday, when we played Spain, he assisted twice.
Exactly, and he's not too
And
old. He's only 4 years old. So
yeah,
yeah,
Cucurella
he's
was
something.
just out of his mind. He gave him a very, very terrible night. I don't think that he slept. He must have had a few bruises on his body.
Yeah, and do you know that he was only 9 when he joined Man City? Man City has a touch for kids. Do you know that? Look
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah. Just like United is right now. You know,
no,
there
Josh,
was,
no, 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 not yet,
believe you
Josh. We are not
me,
yet
believe
there.
you
We are
me.
not
No,
yet there.
now look here. At Man United, we won a treble of sorts last season in for the under 18s.
Mm,
Okay,
mm,
the North League, the what league, a treble of sorts. This season,
correct.
we are leading the charts by far. The FA Cup, the what, these are all these kids, the Jack Fletchers, the Jack Fletchers of this world, Giambieri, that kid. There are so many
Who?
kids who are good at Manchester United today.
Mm.
Yeah,
See,
so
but yeah, I like Jeremy. I think he would be a great addition to the squad. He
he
has
would be
speed.
the perfect man. He would
Yeah,
be
he
the
has
perfect
speed,
man for.
tenacity, and his versatility continues to also fuel speculation that he might be on the move in the summer. So let's wait and see, because a lot of top clubs are interested in Jeremy.
And
I'm hoping that United
he's available
is
for
one of
40
those clubs.
million.
Yeah, that is not a lot of money. Oh, Josh, it's a lot of money. 40M is a lot of money. I still think he should be maybe available for around he should be available for at least maybe 30M. To me, that's what I think. Yeah, but yes, once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Yeah, that was Josh taking you through the youth development under Ruben Amorim. Personally, do I think Ruben Amorim has done well under the youth? Rather, with the way he has carried the youth, yeah, I think he's done. You have to give him credit. Harry Amos has debuted, Chido Obi Martin there. You have Aiden Heaven, who has turned out to be so good. And all these players have turned out to be so good. Collier is giving all these kids, some of you call him Toby Collier, but I prefer to call him Collier. He's giving all these kids, space. And it's something very nice. It's something really, really nice. So once again, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Yeah, Josh, player performance under player performance and analysis under Ruben Amorim.
Almost everyone has been poor under Ruben Amorim. You can see that the players have just been learning what the manager is asking of them. Actually, I applaud Alejandro Garnacho, because for me, Garnacho is a player who is technically he is good enough to actually be that player. Remember a time that I told you that Garnacho to me looks like a Vinicius Jr. who joined Real Madrid at a young age, because for about 3 seasons he was at
no,
Madrid.
Josh.
Yeah, you just said correct, though.
No. No.
Yeah. No, believe you me. I mean, what I mean by
that is wrong, Josh.
No, what I'm trying to mean is
we had Aziz and everyone.
No, I know what I'm trying to mean is, okay, the struggles that Vinicius Jr. had at the time. If you looked closely, there was a very, very good player in there. He was just raw. Okay, so Garnacho is still that raw talent, but I like his ability to take on instructions, because every time he's played under Eric Ten Hag, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and now Ruben Amorim, and you can see the adjustment in his game. He struggles, but he tries to do the right thing. He tries to do what the manager wants him to do. So for me, that's a player who can get better. He can get better because he's taking on instructions. Recently, when Ruben Amorim has moved Alejandro Garnacho, under Eric Ten Hag, Alejandro Garnacho burst onto the scene, okay? He had a good season, scored a couple of goals and stuff like that. The next season, starts the season, Eric Ten Hag's side is creating chances after chances in every game. 21 chances in this game, 18 chances in this game. And most of those chances were falling to Alejandro Garnacho. And he was fluffing them. He wasn't scoring. He wasn't, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Eric Ten Hag leaves. Ruud van Nistelrooy comes on interim basis. And you see a Garnacho who has sort of changed the way he was about himself. Okay? And Ruud van Nistelrooy leaves. Ruben Amorim comes in. Ruben Amorim has one or two things to say about his attitude, but quickly it looks like the boy comes down and he starts to take on the instructions that Ruben Amorim wants him to do. Then he moves him, he tries him on the left, it's not working, puts him on the right, and today you see that he's enjoying himself playing on the right.
Correct. I think he struggled a bit. He struggled a bit because of the, change in formation, new manager, new philosophy, new style of play, and all that. But as you've said recently,
Eric Ten Hag was still struggling.
Josh, no, he had a very good start at the. In fact, at one point, he was the top scorer. Do you remember that?
No, top scorer with what?
At the beginning of this season,
half a goal. No, Joshua Zirkzee scored for us the first goal.
Yeah, against Fulham. I remember that. But we went into, I think, 5 games. And it was Alejandro Garnacho contributions.
Maybe he had 2 goals.
Assists.
That's what I'm saying. No way. That's what I'm saying. That we created so many chances, but they all fell to Alejandro Garnacho, and he fluffed those chances. He
And if,
fluffed.
and he
I
also,
mean,
you remember that
yo,
incident at one point, one of the fans approached him and told him, "Yo, bro, you're going to play, but please stay calm, pass the ball." By the way, I didn't like that, you know. But in that very game,
I
he
didn't
even
mind it.
scored and he barely
I didn't mind.
celebrated.
I didn't mind it. That was childish, even not celebrating. Why?
But anyway, Josh, yeah, we're looking at player performance under Eric Ten Hag since Ten
Anyway,
Hag
he's a
took
child.
on the reins, and based on contributions, tactical feat, and observable trends, Josh, up to today, March 21st, I think the best of all has been Bruno Fernandes. He has been a link pin or a linchpin of Amorim's system. Of course, the famous 4-3-4-2-1, and as one of the two midfielders, attacking midfielders, his vision, uh, his vision, and his leadership, his vision when it comes to just football, his leadership as the captain, you know, passing, attacking, the goals, everything. Josh, you know, the energy he puts in, the dedication. Stands out for me. Stands out for me, and you know, he has created moments for us like the 2-1 nil derby, Josh. What that was last year, December 15th. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
played
yeah.
so well. He played so well, and historically, around 7 goals and 10 assists by this point in the past season. But today we are seeing Josh more numbers on you know, under Bruno Fernandes, and he shows that he's not stopping. He had a bit of a slow start, that is correct,
Yeah.
but recently he's
And
improved, Josh.
Amorim, he has
His
flourished in the deeper
his
role.
possession retention has been
Retention.
the, you know, the chance creation, Josh. It's just like he's perfect. Amarim has found that perfect person for his system because he's been very, very provocative, Josh. Although, of
True.
course, some people complain about his leadership, you know, especially when we are losing, the way he
Absolute
throws around
rubbish.
hands in the
Absolute
air and all
rubbish.
that. I
Absolute
also find
rubbish.
I also find that rubbish.
Absolute rubbish. That is actually
But,
what I would want of a player. I want you to be emotional. I want you to
mm,
be hurt that you're
yeah,
losing a football match. I want you to care enough to actually scream at someone on the pitch.
correct.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, 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 no. I have no
I
problem.
also think
So
he's done.
we've done Alejandro Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes. Then a quick one is Andre Onana. Andre
Mm,
Onana, since Ruben Amorim came in, has been the worst player of Manchester United. I think that he should pack his bags, and when he comes to Uganda to visit, he should find another club, because I don't want him at Manchester United anymore. You cannot win or progress in a top team with a keeper
oh God, yes.
like Andre Onana. Andre
Mm.
Onana, I've always known, has butterfingers, but it is not
But
just that he has butter.
at one point, you rated him so highly. Do you remember?
No, yes, I did rate him so highly, but you see, maybe it is the law of diminishing returns. You know, at this point, he has hit his,
I
because
know.
I've always known him since he was a child. United has played against Ajax when Onana was there. You've seen him at Inter. He's always been that good guy, but
Mm,
I've always known a thing about him, that he has butterfingers. But he used to make very good saves and stuff like that. I know
mm.
you may not blame Onana, because he's had to play with so many partnerships at the back. So maybe you can say he doesn't have the rhythm and stuff, and he's not secure with the people who are in front of him. But bro, there's some things that are, the keeper is the one to bail us out. I mean, there's no football team that does not get attacked. They are going to attack you anyway, because you're playing football. Even the
And
other team came to play, so the keeper
overall,
has to save. So
mm,
Onana, please, out.
overall, I
Onana
also
should
think
leave
he has been very, very poor, and he should be one of those. He should be one of the
now.
players that should be leaving.
The
Onana,
point of
Lindelof,
uh,
Ericsson, all
Isaac,
those
just a minute.
players.
Just a
Yeah,
minute
please.
on Onana. The thing that I was telling you, that I've always rated him so highly, and I liked him, not because of his modern football as a goalkeeper. His distribution has always been the key to success. Okay, for Onana's goalkeeping position. But ever since he has been at United, even if I told you that he has not been secure with the players in front of him, Onana has the worst distribution, I think, in the Premier League. I mean, don't quote me, don't quote me because I don't have the stat, but his distribution is so poor. Onana never plays a long ball
I think he only had one
to
season, one
someone.
great season at Inter Milan. Was he at Inter Milan? Yeah, one great
Yeah,
season.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
especially
No,
that's
he
that
spent there
Champions League.
three. He spent three there.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he had only one good season.
No, 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 no. But he was a good keeper.
He was a
He's
good
just
keeper. Just he's average now.
he's
I don't know.
fallen
Maybe
off.
it's the
He's
Premier
fallen
League.
off, and he should leave. And the player that I want to talk about is not actually Andre Onana. I just needed to point that out, since we are talking about the player performance under Amorim. I mean, Amorim maybe has failed to have Onana do what he wants him to do, but I never saw Onana play out from the back, even under Eric Ten Hag. He was just dilly-dallying on the ball and causing a lot of chaos at the back.
Well,
The
to me,
player that
Rasmus Højlund. Okay, Josh. Yeah, please go on the
no,
player.
give me your player.
I'll give you Rasmus Højlund, Josh. Of course, he has struggled, really struggled this season, Josh. His physicality and pace have been yes, they've been assets in Amorim's high pressing setup. Evident. The first goal against Leicester City, but however, Josh, his finishing remains inconsistent, poor. It's very, very, very average, Josh. And
But under
that has
Amorim,
led to
under Amorim, he
yeah.
has started to get there, and he's starting to get there with the rest of the team. So since he has started to get there with the rest of the team, you would like to believe that maybe the team was not good at the time, and right now the team has found a way to help him win football games, and he has started to play better than before. He has started to express himself, and he has now scored 2 goals in 2 games, though the other game was away with Denmark, but at least he got on the score sheet, and the move was beautiful. He made a beautiful dash into the box. This is what I cried for the whole time about Rasmus Højlund. He makes the wrong runs all the time at the club. People say that he's not given the ball, and they don't feed him enough and stuff like that. But Rasmus Højlund often makes the wrong run. Yesterday, the dash that he made to score for Denmark, that is the dash you're supposed to make as a striker. Attack the ball, But at United, somehow Rasmus Højlund would not attack the near post. He would, remain static, or he would go ahead of the ball. Even last season, when McTominay was scoring goals ahead of him, I was wondering, the cross has come into the box. Why is McTominay the one scoring it? It's not a cutback.
So this season.
It's not a cutback for the midfielder.
He scored after
cross.
22 games.
Yeah. But
so poor.
he has been a bit better in the recent past.
No, I'll say that the game against Leicester City. Okay, there's the other first leg of Rio. No, actually, the second leg.
The Real Sociedad game.
Yeah.
He didn't get on the score sheet, but
he played.
He was
better.
making the right moves. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh, you were saying which other player did you want to talk about?
Joshua Zirkzee.
Oh, he has been a revelation. Josh, let me finish. In the last 4 games.
No.
Josh, let's all agree. Let's agree to disagree. Both,
Under
at
Amorim.
one point we're using Joshua Zirkzee.
We're analyzing. No, we're analyzing the player under Amorim.
Correct. I'm not talking about Eric Ten Hag. No.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Ruben Amorim.
Please analyze Joshua Zirkzee under Amorim.
He has come better.
Yeah.
In the last 4 games for Man United.
Why?
All competitions.
Why?
Come on, you know how we've been struggling. It's always been Joshua Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, but
both have failed to score goals. Maybe once in a while, Zirkzee gives us a goal. Takes like 8 games.
Zirkzee
his new role, him playing as a 10 behind the striker, has turned out to be the best thing that has ever happened to him since he joined Man United.
But you see,
he's good on the ball. He carries the ball so well. He beats defenders. He passes well. He has good ball control. There is no way he's droppable nowadays. So I like that.
Um,
Although
yeah,
your man
it's
Coman,
Ruben
Coman
Amorim's
decided to
fault.
drop him. Coman decided
Coman,
to drop him.
Coman hates football. I mean, yesterday we drew a game. We were supposed to have won that game comfortably
Which one? Netherlands and
against
Spain.
Spain. Yeah,
Yeah.
against Spain. Spain is a weaker opposition, so we're supposed to beat on that Spanish team. But
Mm-hmm.
Spain packed the bus. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen them play like that, but they were coming. They were coming to Rotterdam, so Netherlands is not a very easy place to go. I mean, these Spain is a team that imitates what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Now they were coming to the masters of total football, so they imitate total football, and Netherlands plays the total football, and it's the mother of total football. But back to Joshua Zirkzee, uh, Ruben Amorim comes to Manchester United, finds a player like Joshua Zirkzee, who is a 9.5, like he calls himself. But to me, I call him a facilitator. Who is a facilitator? And because of the situation that United was in of not getting goals, we were fighting so hard to get goals. So we were rotating Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee. But this was not on Joshua Zirkzee. This was on the manager, because the manager did not understand his players. He did not know. Like he told you when he first came in, United played about 4 or 5 games without
Correct.
really training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without really
He barely
training.
had time. He barely had time to
Yeah, he
train the
barely had time
to
to
get
train,
enough
but we
time with the
played
boys.
4 or 5 games. So in those games, he was just trying out things, and he was learning on the pitch. As soon
Yeah.
as he got a 2 week period, and
Yeah, Josh, please carry on.
as soon as he had as soon as he had this a period of 2 weeks, and trained with the players and shit like that, then it was easy for him to do what, to understand his players, and then
Mm.
Joshua Zirkzee played in the 10 role, and yeah, he's been phenomenal since.
Well, Josh, let's talk about Starboy Amad Diallo, currently injured. There is rumor that he might be back before the season ends, because it was projected he could be
Yeah,
back,
he's
just
coming
like
back to play
Lisandro.
the Europa League
Yeah, it
semi-final.
was projected that he might be back next season. But of course, Amad Diallo, Josh, to me, he has emerged as a revelation for Ruben Amorim this season, especially. He has clutch moments, Josh. If you remember the penalty against Man City, the derby, 90th minute,
Yeah,
the winning goal, that was extremely, extremely nice. That shows he's growing, rather his growth. The impact he has every time he's on the pitch. He has played at front, rather as almost as a striker. He's played behind the striker, and he has played as a wing back for Ruben Amorim, and he has averaged around 1.5 dribbles, Josh, and of course 1 key pass per game. His work rate, Josh, is quite, especially now I'm talking about defensive when it comes to work rate. Dropping back, defending, running with the ball up front. His finishing, Josh, is also nice. He fits in so well into Amarim's system.
that's why I
And
think
he's
That's why I think Ruben
mm,
Amorim is not so concerned that he missed out on Queda, because I
uh,
do believe that Amad Diallo is going to be a wing
actually
back at
about
Manchester
Queda.
United.
United, where I read earlier yesterday that United were notified Chelsea is making a move. Chelsea is moving pounds, to get Queda, and United were reluctant, because for them to make such signings, they need to first sell players, and Sporting Lisbon wanted the money. They didn't want to wait. United just told him it's okay, have him go. But
We
I
do
think,
have
of
Amad
course,
Diallo. We do have Amad Diallo, and he's going to
well,
play as a wing back.
I prefer to have another option, Josh. We have Diallo who can play
Yeah,
up
yeah, yeah,
front.
yeah, 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 yeah.
He can
No,
play
he's not
up
going to
front
play
very
up
well.
front. He's not
Yeah,
going
he
to
can
play up
play.
front.
No, I'm just saying he can play behind the striker, and maybe
Yeah,
as a wing back. That is something very good. We do not want to be stuck with Diego Dallo. Just the other
yeah.
player to me, I want to talk about Emmanuel Ugarte. I think those are the only
Oh,
players.
yeah.
Yes, he's still. We haven't seen much from him. The injuries and all that. But Ugate's tenacity, Josh, has also bolstered our midfield, like it or not. Of course, with this display against Liverpool, was it in January? The tackles. But the only thing is, he didn't. He came under Eric Ten Hag. But barely used under Eric Ten Hag. Josh, that also is good to quote. But now he's a regular. His tackles, the interceptions, defensive pivot complements. His defensive moves and everything complements Amorim's structure. And it looks like he's been so good with Bruno Fernandes, by the way, Josh.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Been
yeah.
good with
He's
but
the he
Casemiro has
actually
also
is a
improved
he's a
in the
perfect
last four
partner
games.
for Bruno Fernandes. Bruno
Mm,
Fernandes is such a good player that he actually doesn't mind who plays against around him, who partners
mm,
him. He will actually bring the best out of that player in one way or another. But Ugarte is a proper bowler, and I would like for him to be more available for selection and maybe
we
recover
just need to have
quickly
all
and
players
stuff
back,
like that.
Josh. We
Yeah,
just need to have
a
all
quick
players back.
mention to Delict. I think
Please. I'd
Delict,
forgotten
yeah,
Delict.
the
Yeah,
Delict
he
has been,
deserves a mention.
yeah, Delict has been quite a standout player for us this season. And
Mm,
the three at the back only makes him even a much, much, much better player because he allows Man United to play an extra player at the back like Harry Maguire.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, overall, just to me, I think, okay, I'll say this. United 60% plus possession, of course, 15 shots per game under Ruben Amorim reflect a shift in dominance, Josh. But we've conceded a lot of goals. 41 goals conceded highlight defensive issues, Josh. We are so fragile behind. We need players. We need more CBs. We need more better wing backs that are players that are suited to play in those positions. And of course, we've talked about Aiden Heaven. I think he's a star in the making. Lisandro Martinez, I miss those passes. I miss those passes. I hope he comes back better. The league, you just talked about him. He's improving every game. I remember Scholes, throwing shades and, saying all the crap he talked about him. But recently he said, yeah, he's done so well. He ate his words. But Maguire, yes, he's okay. But if a better offer comes for him, let him go.
Offer,
Look,
who
sure,
can
I don't
offer
even.
for Maguire?
Well, Ipswich can do. Wolves can do.
Ipswich
But
they want
anyway,
to pay that money.
we need at least two CBs, Josh. We need two wing backs. We need two midfielders. Of course, we need a striker. We have Chido Obi Martin, but we need an already made striker who will grow, rather, who will have
I
Chido Obi
don't, I
Martin grow
don't,
under
I
his
don't,
wings.
I don't think we are going to be going that route.
No, well, we have to because we see. Look at Aiden Heaven. These kids need time, Josh. You don't just throw
They
them in
do,
games.
but you see, the role of a modern day striker varies hugely depending
Mm.
on a team's style of play. So it is going to be very
Well, Josh,
difficult
no, just
for.
look. If you say that, very good.
Mm,
Depending on the team's style of play. If you're
yes,
saying that, look at what Rasmus Hoyland. I mean, how many goals has he given us?
zero.
You've talked about style of exactly. That means he's not
Yeah,
the right man. And Joshua
yeah,
Zaxi is not the right man up front, but he's the right man behind the striker. So maybe
yeah.
we need to go all. I agree. Chido Obi Martin is a very. I want him to be starting games, but he cannot play full games. Josh, he's still a kid. He has to be nurtured. So break the bank for Isaac. Go pay 150 million for Isaac and bring him on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But you see, football's evolution has facilitated the diversification of goal scoring. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just scoring, getting on the score sheet isn't the be all and end all of a striker today. I mean, there are so many things that you must be doing right. I mean, it's not just hitting the target, they will assess you in every aspect of your game. I mean, the pressing, do you hold the ball up, and
Yeah.
things like that. So, I mean, for the slickiest striker,
Mm.
I mean, Ruben Amorim has to groom Chido Obi Martin. While we can't, I don't think that United is in a position to spend 150 million on a player
Of
like
course, I
Isak.
know. Yeah, we have
Yeah,
financial issues, but
I mean, for
okay,
me,
then you go
bringing
get
another
Gyökeres.
average,
The
yeah,
only
for me,
problem why I
bringing in
want Isaac
and pay
is
80
EPL proved.
and pay 80.
No, no, no. 8 is a
Yeah,
lot of money.
but you see, Gyökeres has also been playing in the Championship in England. He was playing
Mm.
for Coventry before he went to Sporting Lisbon.
And by then he wasn't scoring goals, Josh.
Yeah, but he was getting there.
But yeah, once again, guys, please do subscribe. Josh, before we wrap it up, so Amorim to be back, should he be? with the 120 days, the 4 months that you've seen, should he be backed in the
A
summer?
hun- 100%,
Very
100%.
good. I also say the
I
same. Please
wouldn't
do
like
subscribe.
to make I wouldn't
Mm,
like to make signings for the sake. Like I had this
no, me too, me too, me too, me too.
disturbing rumor that won't go away. I think it was a copy and paste from
Mm,
January transfer window or
mm.
last summer transfer window, and they put it on the back pages of the Daily Mail about Gerard Brantwaite, the Everton guy. Why
I
would
actually
you?
don't want him.
That is almost equivalent signing Gerard Brantwaite, yeah,
Go
for
to
50
Sou-
million pounds.
South
Is
America and get two
equivalent.
good players.
It's equivalent to Ed Woodward giving Phil Jones a contract
A country.
extension while he was in the sick bay. I mean, it's criminal. Why would you get Gerard Brantwaite for what?
Well, once again, guys, please do
But we do
subscribe,
need another
subscribe,
defender in the Lindelof sleeve.
turn on the notification. That was Josh and Isaac, me. Yeah, analyzing the first 20 days, 120 days of Ruben Amorim as the Manchester United manager. Please do subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit and smash that button. Subscribe, guys. And yeah, see you soon. See you later. We are officially signing out. Please do subscribe. Cheers.
Cheers.